Hello everybody, welcome to Snyder's Inc. I had one video planned, but it's been blocked at the moment, so I need to figure that out. Hopefully I get it figured out. Today, this video is from a channel called Unpopular Notes, and this is horrifying things caught in graveyards. We'll get right into this. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to Unpopular Notes. Great ass channel. We'll get right into this. Are you guys ready? Of course you're ready. Let's go.
Everyone knows that some of the most haunted places on Earth are graveyards. With so many people buried in one place, the potential for spirits and ghosts to be nearby seems more likely. However, despite so many ghost sightings happening at cemeteries, there's not a lot of physical evidence of ghosts and haunting graveyards. Here is some of the creepiest video footage from graveyards that just might prove the existence of ghosts. Tesla detects people in an empty graveyard. If you're unfamiliar with Teslas, these vehicles come with a lot of extra high-tech features. One of these features
No, I'm not aware of anything Tesla does. I don't own no car and I don't drive.
is a pedestrian detector, where the car can detect pedestrians and stop for them. Edgar Osornia was driving his Tesla through a cemetery when his vehicle kept stopping for pedestrians. Osornia pulled out his phone to record the event. The video shows the Tesla screen detecting pedestrians walking around the car, but Osornia pans his camera over the outside of the car, showing nothing but an empty graveyard. The creepiest part of the video is that the vehicle is not detecting just one person, but multiple people. Osornia comes to the conclusion that his car is detecting the spirits that haunt the graveyard. Ghost girl crying in cemetery.
Well, it's either that or she's, or it's capturing, it's just having a malfunctioning. Thinking it's capturing people who it's not. That's the only thing I can think of.
In this video, a man takes a camera with him into a cemetery at night because he heard the sound of a young girl crying from the graveyard near his house. As he enters the cemetery, he's visibly scared, and he keeps telling himself that he's an idiot for putting himself in this situation.
I 100% agree. You are an idiot for putting yourself in this situation. I couldn't agree more.
No seas idiota. ¿Qué es esto, güey? No está nada lógico una niña llorando en un cementerio a las 12 de la noche.
The crying grows louder as he gets further into the cemetery. He spots the girl and points the camera at her. You can barely make out the shape of a small child kneeling down next to a gravestone. He calls out to her to ask if she's okay.
Amiga, ¿cómo te llamas?
The girl turns her head to look at him and her eyes are glowing. The man gets up and sprints out of the cemetery in fear.
Amiga, niña. Ay, no seas imbécil. ¡Vengas, güey! ¡Vengas, güey! ¡Por favor!
I don't know what to think on that one. That one's weird. The quality's so bad that I think it might just, eyes might just glow for the fact that it's like so dark and that's just the way it goes. Because that does happen at times. Don't really, don't have much believability in that one.
Ghost walks out of grave during documentary. In the James May, Our Man in Italy documentary, viewers notice something strange during one of the scenes. As James May stands in the ruins of Pompeii, Italy, he explains that the entire city is essentially a mass grave site, as many people died during a volcanic eruption thousands of years ago. When he talks, a figure can be seen walking across the screen behind May. The figure is faint, but its shape can clearly be made out as it walks around in the background. It's an eerie coincidence that as May talks about an incident that killed
Yeah, that's weird. I will admit, that's kind of weird.
thousands, a ghost is sighted. Ghost walks in front of May at an unmarked.
The reason also I think he might, it might be, that could be real, Because a documentary person wouldn't have that in the background, barely visible. Because if it was documentary, was trying to get attention, he'd have that in the main center so everyone sees it.
Our gravesite. A man and his friends came across an unmarked gravesite along the side of the road. They walked through the site, filming and recording the graves that they came across. After going through the graveyard, the group returned to the car. Inside the car, a dash cam was recording them getting into the car. As the last guy was walking to the car, a shadow crossed the path. The shadow had a human-like shape, but it crossed so fast that it's hard to see very clearly what the figure could have been. However, it's creepy to think that the men were walking through an unmarked grave just moments before the shadow was spotted. Skeletal figure caught on camera.
What?
While not technically a graveyard, the Hampton Court Place is known for its many unmarked graves on the property. People have no idea how many people died or were killed and had their bodies laid to rest on the palace property. There have been numerous ghost sightings over the years, but finally, in 2003, a CCTV camera was able to pick up some evidence of the hauntings. For 3 days, security had been called to check on a set of double doors that kept opening in the palace. They had checked the security footage, and the doors seemingly opened on their own. However, one day, the security camera caught something else. In the video, the palace double doors swing wide open, and a figure in what appears to be a large cloak steps into the doorframe. The figure has a skeletal face, partially covered by the large hood of a cloak.
I'm about to say, I would not get the... I can't, just by looking at it, I cannot see skeletal face. I don't know on that.
Figure looks around outside the palace, then turns and heads back inside. Ghost spotted in
That could just be a person, in all honesty.
cemetery during live news stream. Sam Hessler was filming a television segment about a haunted graveyard tour when they accidentally caught evidence of ghosts on camera. As Hessler is talking and explaining the highlights of the tour, a light shadow sprints across the cemetery behind her. The shadow looks like a person, and its full body can be seen as it runs across the screen.
Ooh, that's a bit of a stretch, that one.
Because it's a live news segment, it's hard to make any argument that the video could have been edited or changed. The shadowy figure went unnoticed by the crew at the time of the filming, but viewers alerted the station to the ghost after the story aired. This moment may have been the best form of advertising this haunted ghost tour could have possibly ever gotten. Voices heard in Arlington Cemetery. A group of ghost hunters used their ghost detecting technology to pick up voices in the Arlington Cemetery.
Just days from Halloween, the night when we expect to see things to spook us.
However, in Arlington, there are some scary sounds that can be heard just about on any night or day for that matter.
They asked for the names of spirits and many other questions, getting a wide range of replies.
Sensitive digital recorders pick up a female voice. The ghost hunters think she's asking if we want to play.
One of the spirits tells them that it's haunted back there.
And that female voice appears to tell us what the ghost hunters already suspected. And again.
Ooh, that could just be a girly, like a voice they have pre-recorded. Ooh, that's a bit,
Ghostly figure caught on camera in graveyard. Professional ghost hunter Tony Smith was setting up cameras in a cemetery of a haunted manor when he felt a presence behind him. Tony was holding a camera and used it to survey the area behind him. He had another camera set up further away that caught the whole scene. In the footage from the second camera,
I'm about to say, I do see a person sort of walk behind him, but then, like, kind of disappear.
a shadowy figure can be seen lurking behind Tony. Tony didn't catch it on the camera he was holding in his hands, despite having the feeling of someone behind him. He made sure to check back to that moment on the other camera the next day. His instincts were proven to be correct when he reviewed the footage. Ghosts found on USS Yorktown. The ocean is essentially one giant graveyard. Thousands of people have died at sea throughout the Earth's history, making ships a common place for ghost sightings. A group of ghost hunters.
Okay. While I get this as a ghost video, this is a real stretch to go, well, it's on water and that's sort of a graveyard, so that counts. Like, That's a stretch for the video title.
Spent the night on the USS Yorktown to search for paranormal activity.
We're gonna go around with the Yorktown ghost tour first and see his experiences
I would love to be on this. We'll admit that.
and stuff, and then we're gonna go a little bit more into the depth of the ship, and we're gonna see if we can experience something supernatural.
The group claims that they were able to feel the presence of spirits as soon as they boarded the ship.
There was just a general feeling of like creepiness and uneasiness in a certain part.
They also used laser technology to detect movement, and they were able to detect lots of unseen movement aboard the ship.
Two of the photos were kind of interesting. I noticed in the second photo, you could see the back wall at the end of the hallway. The laser lights lit the back wall. The first photo, you couldn't. It was like there was a black mass over it. The laser lights are streaking, which means they're in motion. All the other laser lights are perfectly still, but the few of those laser lights in the black mass are moving.
Ghost Files at camera. This video was taken by a man who was exploring an 800-year-old graveyard. While he was videoing one of the headstones, a sheer shape, almost like a white shadow, flies past the camera. It comes out of nowhere, seemingly materializing out of thin air. The shape of the white shadow looks very similar to the head and shoulders of a man. The man who filmed the video said he felt unwanted as soon as he stepped foot in the graveyard, and that he felt the spirit fly past him while he was filming. But he didn't see the ghost until he was reviewing the footage later. Ghosts caught on camera during the day at a cemetery. Tourists were filming their day trip to an ancient graveyard when they spotted something possibly sinister. While they're going through the graves, they spot a large shadow moving in the corner of the cemetery. The shadow is spotted like a large person in a cloak. They're able to capture it on camera before it disappears behind a wall. Before we play the last clip, you've watched this far. Why not consider subscribing to our channel? I post 2 new scary videos every week, so subscribe to make sure you stay up to date with the newest releases. Ghost of deceased child caught on camera.
Oh, I don't like the thought of a ghost of a dead child.
Fabiola Rodriguez was only 2 years old when she sadly passed away in September 2018. Her mother visited her grave often, leaving toys and other things at her daughter's final resting place. Fabiola's mother was growing increasingly frustrated as someone kept stealing the toys she had left at her daughter's grave, so she set up a camera to try and catch the culprit. To her surprise, the video footage revealed a young girl taking the toys. The young girl looked eerily similar to Fabiola Rodriguez, and the mother believes that it is the spirit of her deceased daughter just wanting to play with her toys.
No fucking way. What? So this, if that one's hard to explain, because I don't want to believe that in the middle of the night someone's having a little 2-year-old go grab toys from a graveyard every day. Don't want to believe that. But to think that the spirit of this girl, this little girl, is going to, holy shit, the spirit of this little girl is going to grab the toys that her mom left and play with them. That's insane. Obviously, I don't want them to, but I wonder if you dug up the grave, you would find the toys. That's what I wonder. Well, that video was very interesting and kind of insane. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you thought of this video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment what you think down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all for the next one.